It's about everything. It's about people, animals, plants, inorganic matter, rocks, life and death, science and religion, talk about the whole thing, and how it all relates together. Because we tend to think of everything as being divided in some way, in some manner. But that can be the case, but there's a deeper level of truth that goes beyond that. I'd like to step back and look at the big picture of who we are and what the whole of reality is. Kind of what philosophy is all about, if anyone knows anything about philosophy. A life of infinite wonders deserves its undivided attention and true appreciation. Life is a unit of varying yet profoundly related things that people, for the most part, seem to be unable or unwilling to see, for whatever the reasons. This leads me to my book's title, United Spectrum. United means to combine or join in harmony a multiplicity of things into a singleness or a singularity, which is what I think the universe is. Hence the word universe. The word spectrum comes from two words, spec, meaning to see, and trum, meaning instrumental, or meaning instrument, or that which is instrumental. The spectrum is full of distinct colors, but they only differ by wavelength, and that's the only distinction between green, blue, red, and like that. It's just the scale of things. It's pretty much the same thing. It is the same thing. They're all light. We're all of the same universal vibration. To start with, I would like to entertain the concept of division, which is what most people base everything on, which is how we can live and survive, because if we saw everything as the same, we wouldn't be able to distinguish water from something that we might not want to drink. So, division. Humanity's disease, or dis-ease. I've got good news and bad news. I'll start with the bad news, and then we'll lead into the good news. Everyone likes a happy ending, right? First, the bad news. Welcome to the Anthropocene, which means the human world. It's a new geological era that we're in. 7 billion people are leaving their mark on the Earth, and that's the time we live in right now. And we're also living in the world's 6th extinction event. As everyone knows, biodiversity is being decimated, and humans, the Walmart of the animal kingdom, is taking over. We live in a pretty wild world. Humanity has lost its mind because we are lost in our mind. We live in a time of great change. Look around, watch the news. Everyone says act, protest, fight. Right? We've got to do something about this. We've got to get out and start recycling, which is good, and being more aware of our environment, which is good. This, however, is a call to inaction, a call to stop, or to slow down at least anyway. Not just physically, but mentally. Because like looking out of a car window, the slower you go and the farther you look, the more you see and the clearer it is. Deep sadness, deep hatred, violence, anger, where do these all come from? The concept of division is where it all comes from, which is an illusion when you get down to the root of it. You've probably heard it from your parents. You've heard it from your family. You've heard it from your friends, school, at church, and you've probably been told it yourself. You've been told a fib or a half-truth your whole life. That is a worldview of fundamental division, or duality, which is one and something else. Not just two, one and something else, or one and more. Division, the bubbled self, you apart from me, what is and isn't alive, and so on. The greatest and strongest illusion befallen humankind is division. The effects of these thoughts have created the world that we see today. I'll try and be a little faster. Let's see. Any real change in the world must be real, complete, and rooted in one's own awareness first. Can't come from outside or from me talking to you. It has to come from you. Only then can it branch off into the outside world and make any real and lasting change. What a curious bunch we all are. We're so different. There's tall people and short people, people that do all kinds of different things. Everyone has their own interests. In that respect, people are like snowflakes. No two are identical, yet we are all fundamentally the same. We're humans. We're people. Snowflakes are water blossoms, just like we are. A miracle shoveling a pile of miracles in the driveway doesn't always feel like it. We've probably all shoveled some snow and we haven't realized the miracle of the snow and the miracle of ourselves doing what we're doing. And that's why we do it. Not to shovel snow, but to get our car and go to work and everything like that. It has its use. Let's see. If people are like snowflakes, cannot biological forms and extended into non-biological life be used with the same relationship of surface difference and deep unity? We are the earth, and it is becoming a less beautiful place. Marcus Aurelius, he was a Stoic philosopher and an emperor of Rome. He wrote, or was quoted as saying, "That which is not good for the beehive cannot be good for the bees." Which means that what I take from that is that which is not good for the environment cannot be good for the organisms, people living in that environment. And you can also flip that. That which is not good for the bees, being the idea of division and sadness and pain and the feeling of being without something, is not good for the beehive. And so we see our beehive as deteriorating. Weather, volcanoes, Earth's magnetic field, our oceans and continents, forests, rivers, ice caps, glaciers, deserts, our seasons, plants, animals, the water cycle, the carbon cycle, mountains, urban sprawl, agriculture. Earth is an organism, and it is becoming sick. Pollution is everywhere. The mass extinction of biodiversity, global warming, climate change, the disruption of natural processes such as damming river flows and changing the water cycle. Pollution, politics, personal analysis, trying to find yourself, fossil fuel use, overpopulation, war, and economy are all linked. These things are, however, red herrings. They aren't the real issue because they are side effects. Let's get to the root of it. Hitler saw nature as a great struggle for existence where only the strong survive, which is why he thought of a superior race, where weak organisms would proliferate, and that was just silly. He misunderstood the truth of evolution. This is a projection of his inner conflict, which is why he wrote Mein Kampf, or My Struggle. The my is everyone's struggle that they have to understand, instead of just thinking they understand. Because of this, humanity is circling the drain. The sickness of one is the sickness of many, the sickness of us all. Does one treat an infectious disease by treating one person or preventing all those who are susceptible? We are one person among about 7 billion. We're about 200,000 below 7 billion. It's increasing. A lot of people are being born every day. On average, 2 people every second, I believe. Statistically speaking, of course. That's a lot. So in the about 10 minutes I've been talking, a lot of people have come on this earth and have passed. I mean, a lot of people die on this earth, but the overall trend is an increasing population. And that's something we should be concerned about, because later on, food shortages, fresh water shortages, resource wars, and that might lead to World War III, which nobody wants. Nobody wanted World War II or World War I. But we felt that we were compelled to protect ourselves and our land and everything, so it was a choice we didn't want to make, but we felt that we had to. We use about 80 to 100 million barrels of oil a day. That's a lot of oil we use every day. We burn it, and it goes up in the atmosphere, or it turns into plastics and pharmaceuticals and all kinds of things. The chairs you're sitting on have been made of some kind of plastic. The water bottles, plastic. Look around. I mean, it's just everything. The car, you know, everything. The globalized human economy has a slogan: if you want it, we got it. That's something we should be scared about, because we know what we want, but at the same time we have no idea what we want. Why is there such a proliferation of stuff when a short while ago we had no need for about 99% of it? I think it goes beyond just greed. War is a form of economy. The global economy is basically governed by human biological needs, territorial resources, as well as our desires, emotions, and fears. Let's see. What's all the fighting about? We fight at work, with our family, against cancer, AIDS, hunger, obesity, poverty, natural disasters, death, crime, drunkards, addicts, wealthy, politicians, anything, everything, you name it. We fight against it in some way. War is the old hand of division. The political lines we jar our nations with are drawn with many people's blood and tears. It's the scarlet harlot, if you will. Make everyone relax a little bit. Because I can see everyone's a little tense because I'm a little nervous. Don't worry about it. It's civilization's poker hand dealt against itself. If one justifies their father's war or their grandfather's war in any way, they will kill and are killed and pave the way for their son's war. We have to understand the importance of war and the stupidity of it, and the stupidity of it, I guess. Fanatics are like baseball fans, cheering their team, or parents cheering their children. Political games and war games. It's all competitive. Teams with mates, enemies and loyalties, dedication. The Blue Jays are the best according to Toronto. Boston is the best according to Boston. Vancouver is the best according to Vancouver. America to America. Democracy to any democratic nation. Trophies and awards, goals and winning and losing. Government, religion, and the military have a linked structure, a routine, laws, a hierarchy, and unquestioning of said authority. Do and die, and don't ever doubt or ask. Just do it. It's simple. Busy people question less. They think less. They don't have enough freedom. Keep them busy and keep them scared. That's what they say. Good and evil both fight against each other. What side is good if any fighting is conflict? Fighting for what's right. Both sides think they're right, and just because both have the view of an enemy. It's like an image in a mirror, fighting against itself. Its opposing image. Because it sees only their single image, not the other side of it. Both sides are neither good nor evil, but dumb. Just dumb. The simplicity and the clarity of love has to deal with the confusing and cunning complexities of stupidity and ignorance. Justice, the whole justice system, people paying for what they've done wrong, going to jail, being hung, being shot, is nothing more than revenge. It's not justice. Government is power, and resources is only about power and resources, and strives only to increase these through war, the economy, and more government. We've turned our beautiful home called Earth into a playground, a mine, a factory, a dump. A thing of abundance where we can take whatever we like, whatever we please. The world's low-hanging fruit is gone.